I think one of the great things about technology is that it really keeps changing quite a bit, and sometimes for the better, sometimes maybe not for the better. One of the areas that I always think is interesting is when we have the ability to go out and buy kits, different kinds of kits to do things. There's all certainly kits out there. Well, today for $169, you can buy a kit to do your own biohacking. You can do your own genome manipulation. Uh, Josiah Zahner, who runs this company, said that once we have people doing biotechnology at home, like we do with computer programming, so many amazing things will be contributed. My view of this is the long-term view. I wrote my first computer program as an undergraduate in Algol on a Burroughs 3500 with drum memory in 1967. So that's I've seen how things have evolved. I had my first email address on ARPANET um, in 1974. So as the world has evolved, I've seen some of this. Josiah Zahner's not what we think of as, he's not some internet troll. He's not some uh, crazed hacker. He's got his PhD in biophysics from the University of Chicago. He crowdfunded um, to get this kit put in place for his company. His company now, the chairman of the board of his company is one of the chief people who have worked with CRISPR from the very beginnings in the 1980s. Dr. Church out of Boston. Um, if you want to know more about him or the people that are doing this, there's a documentary called Gut Hack, Guthack. I'm not going to talk any more about it on here, but if you're interested, go find it. Also, in 2016, Dr. Zahner created fluorescent beer, and he did that using CRISPR to put jellyfish green protein into hops that were then used for beer. So again, a very interesting, but this is where we are today. So many of you might have seen something just as familiar. If any of you were around in the 1970s, the early 1970s, you may have seen on Popular Electronics. I subscribed to it because even as a kid, I was a geek. Uh, my father gave me a soldering iron for my 7th birthday. But in 74, they came out with this, the MITS Altair, and it really came out of a group in Albuquerque, people who'd worked for the Air Force Weapons Lab and who worked for Sandia National Labs. This is where Bill Gates and Paul Allen got into the software development business. They sold their basic programming language to the guys at MITS Altair. I bought one of these when I was in graduate school. So I was in graduate school from 74 through 77. I'd already built lots of kits. I built stereos. I built all kinds of amplifiers, all these things that you did when you're an electronics hobbyist. I bought one of these and built it because I was getting sick and tired of my stat course where I had to and when I wanted some runtime on the mainframe at the university, I had to go in the middle of the night and do it. I was old by then. My gosh, I think I was 27, so that I didn't want to go do this. So I called up MITS, sent them a check, and I think I paid $600 for everything that I needed. Got it about a few days later, and over the weekend built it, put it together. It took me a week to test it. And I finished my stat course by programming this in BASIC at the time, but it was on a punch paper tape, so had to do a lot of integration. This is one of the things that in 1974, not many people had personal computers. And the ones who did are the ones who built them. So when you think now about, are we going to be doing biohacking? Well, we did personal computers. we may just want to be doing this. So CRISPR, which is what this is all about, if you're setting the stage for it, CRISPR, what it means is the clustered, regularly interspaced, short palindromic repeats. And palindromes are a series of letters that read the same way, forwards and backwards. So the gene editing tool that Doudna and as an aside, Dr. Jennifer Doudna, who I'll be referring to quite a bit through here, she was featured in Isaacson's book, Code Breakers. I can't recommend it more highly. It's a big, dense book, but it's really great. I read it about a month ago. She won the Nobel Prize in Chemistry in 2020. And what she really worked on was, this gene editing tool developed in 2012 was really based on the way viruses, over the eons, viruses fight, bacteria fight viruses who are going to infect them and get them out of the other cells within the host that they're in. More than 1 billion years this has been going on, and this was what she did in her PhD thesis was look at how in DNA the bacteria were able to develop these clustered repeated sequences, the CRISPRs, and then they remembered them so they could destroy viruses that attack them again. This is what we build up on our system when we get vaccinated. The same type of idea. This is what vaccines do for us. We build up these sequences so we can destroy them in our system. It's so that the immune system can adapt ourselves. So it's one of the things that, and I'll talk more about COVID-19, but it's one of the ways that COVID-19 was working. One of the other things that we want to keep in mind, and a background piece of information that's important here, is the idea of DNA, which we're probably all familiar with. Everybody knows what DNA is, versus RNA. So DNA provides, that's the spiral helix, that's the code that provides what the cell's activities are. Am I a cell in a kidney? Am I a cell in a brain? Am I a cell in green algae? DNA provides that, but RNA converts the code into proteins that carry out the cellular functions. So in reality, DNA has got the famous piece with with Nobel Prizes and everything in its discovery, but RNA is the one who does the heavy lifting. I think it was kind of like programmers versus managers. The programmers are the RNA, the managers are the DNA. So as we look at what CRISPR is, and we can look at...
Hi there, hope you enjoyed that last clip. My name is Michael Maludis, and if you'd like to watch the full 60 minutes of that last webcast, while also gaining complete unlimited access to our entire library of IT learning, simply visit our subscribe page at greatpro.org/subscribe. Unlimited annual access is $199 per year, but if you use the coupon code LEARN2EARN, you can drop that membership fee to just $149. That's less than $13 per month for unlimited access to over 1,000 hours of on-demand career development, covering the entire spectrum of IT management best practices, including business analysis and requirements, software development, quality and testing, risk management, process improvement, project management, and even digital transformation. But your membership doesn't just give you unlimited access to our vast learning library. You also get free access to our mobile app, as well as direct access to our network of over 300 of the world's leading IT consultants, all of whom are dedicated to putting practical knowledge at your fingertips so that you can learn more and earn more. I hope you will join me in becoming a member of the Great IT Professional and advancing your career with us. And if you're on YouTube, don't forget to hit that subscribe button above so that you get notified whenever we publish new free webcasts each week of the year. Thank you for your time and best wishes for your continued success.